So there's been an update, rather depressing update, in support workers looking for fair pay for sleep-ins. Now, for everyone that's not been following this, carers and support workers essentially joined together and pushed forward, went to the courts saying that for sleep-ins they should get at least an hourly rate, something more than just a token gesture. Some of these token gestures are £30, but I know some companies that go as low as £10. Now, a sleep in, for everyone that doesn't know, is well, you're sleeping in the care home. So technically, if everything goes right, you haven't got anything to do, you just go to sleep in the care home. But in care, you work with people, and people are as unpredictable as the weather. So there have been cases before. In fact, I know people who have been on sleep nights. Something's happened, they've had to get up to resolve an issue, and they've had their ribs broken. It seems a bit extreme, but that has genuinely happened, and they were paid £10 to go to sleep in a care home. In addition to this, most of the time, people who are rotated onto sleep-ins start early that morning, so 7:30, 7:45 is usually when a morning shift starts. So they'll start at 7:30, 7:45, do a full 14.5 hour day shift, then do the sleep-in, and then do another at least 12 hours into the next day. And another part of the reason why carers and support workers campaigned to get better money is because you can't leave the care home when you're on a sleep-in. You are there, you have to be there. You can't drink, you can't do any of the things that you would normally do to relax and chill out because you are still at work, which has been the main driving point of this whole campaign. It's why we pushed so hard for it. Some companies like MCAP have spoken and debated about it. In fact, MCAP now give a minimum wage, or are about to give a minimum wage to their sleep-ins, which unfortunately, because of this ruling, is not a legal requirement. Care companies can still give just a token gesture. Sometimes it's £10. I'm not naming my company, but my company gives £30. But there's still a load of issues that come with it, and it's essentially, this decision was made by people who don't work in care, listening to care companies and people like Joanna Lumley. Now, I like Joanna Lumley. I respect what she did for the Gurkhas, but her campaign really hurt people who day in, day out look after very, very challenging people. Their campaign was maybe give an hourly rate, but certainly don't backtrack it, don't backdate it, because that will kill these care companies. Now, in my care home, I look after 7 people during the night. One of my guys, just one of them, pays £7,000 a week, just a week, to live there. That doesn't include travel expenses, doesn't include food budget, doesn't include days out or anything else like that. That's just to live in the care home. Now, not all of them pay £7,000. It depends on what support they need. It's a fair system. If all you need is a few verbal prompts, a kick up the backside to get stuff done, that's obviously going to cost a lot less than someone who needs to essentially have their hand held and constant supervision all day. So yeah, that person will pay more. So one of my guys pays £7,000 a week. That works out to being £364,000 a year. Now, I'm only going to count 3 of my guys, and I'm going to severely undercut it. 3 guys, my care home brings in £728,000. Again, undercutting my numbers significantly and only counting 3 of the guys. That is more than enough to pay an hourly rate for sleep-ins and to backdate without harming the company in any way, shape or form. There is a reason why owners of care companies wear nice suits and drive brand new cars and live in really nice homes. There is a lot of money in care, and it sure as hell doesn't go to the people actually working in care. Now, it's a bit of a blanket statement to say that we're all on the same kind of wage. Typically up north, from what I've seen, they get paid a lot better. But certainly in the southeast, you'll be hard pressed to find someone who works as a support worker who's on more, or at least 19k a year. The money is there. This anti-support worker campaign was absolutely atrocious, and it did not rely on facts or numbers whatsoever. It tugged at heartstrings. But there is a little bit of hope. Much like the care companies appealed the decision which led it to these particular judges, support workers can appeal this particular decision, and it could go to the Supreme Court. And that would be where it ends. Once they decide one way or the other, that unfortunately will be it. I hope that it goes that far. I don't know at the moment if it's been appealed or if it's being appealed. I will definitely keep on top of this and let you guys know. But I certainly hope it goes through for the support workers. Care is not an easy job. It doesn't matter which type of care you're in. It is not an easy job. And a blanket statement like this judge came out with of sleeping isn't really real work. I'm sorry, but support workers have been seriously injured while doing sleep-ins because it is real work. But as I said, all we can do right now is hope that it does go to the Supreme Court and they do rule in favour of the support workers. The money is there. Again, 3 of my guys in one care home, not one company, just one tiny little care home, £728,000. Enough said.